Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm starting to get in kind of a routine now of actually writing every morning. I feel a little bit more clear-headed because I go out and I meditate in the mornings and ground myself and do a little sun gazing, and I feel a little bit more inspired to write. So I've been making myself do it, and now that I've done it for a little bit, I'm feeling better about putting pen to paper in the mornings and making time for that. And I was kind of glad I did, because I wrote something today that I was actually kind of surprised I wrote. I've been going kind of deep here lately, but it's just kind of how my analytical mind, it likes to take it like an Rubik's Cube in my head and break it down and put it back together. That's just my brain. It's always been like that. I overanalyze everything, which is another downfall of my personality. But I see things that, a lot of people don't see. And I think about things in a way that a lot of people don't think about. So that's kind of why I guess I've been guided to write. So I wanted to share something with you today that I wrote. And it might be a little hard to grasp at first for some. For others that are on this journey and that are waking up, that are awoke, they're going to understand this a lot more. And some people that are starting to wake up are going to get more curious, and it might spark a few things that you might go, Are you ready? All right. Today's topic: what is the purpose of our existence? Would that be considered like the meaning of life? This is what we've all been searching for. Why? All right, here's what I wrote. It starts long before you are born. We are all beings of light from the manifestation of our Creator, God/Divine Source. If we are all beings of light and a creation of a manifestation from our Creator, which is Divine Source energy, then that makes us all a divine creation of Source energy. So that leads into the question above. If we are all a manifestation of the Creator, then what is our purpose here? Our Creator has never been mortal. So to be mortal, that means to have a physical body. Why would the Creator want to manifest physical bodies? To have experiences. So the Source Creator manifested life, not just human and animal life, but life on other planets, solar systems, and galaxies. The Creator wanted all kinds of experiences, so what better way than putting Divine Source light in everything the Divine creates? Once the creation has gone through the life cycle, the source light of the divine comes back to source, plugs into the, quote, collective consciousness, and downloads all of the experiences it's had during the life stage. You can think of the collective consciousness as a big supercomputer, or the Akashic records. Here lies the downloaded information of everything since the beginning of time. When we think of linear time on this planet, we think of what? Just in the last 2019 years? Back to the time of Jesus? Back to 300 AD or 300 BC? Or are we going to go back to the age of some of the artifacts they found in Texas that are 13 and 14,000 years old? Or are we going to go back hundreds of thousands of years? Or maybe even 1 million years ago during the time of Atlantis? Or maybe we want to go back 50 million years ago to the times of Lemuria. Now, when you look at the time like that, does it really matter or exist? We are all just a blink of an eye to the divine. To the divine, we are all just manifestations to have experiences in this game called life. So what kind of a game is it? Millions of years and lifetimes. there was something different brought to the plate: duality and free will. We wanted more of a challenge to life with more different experiences, so duality was created, along with free will, to choose the experiences we wanted to have, but to have the icing on the cake, we threw in the veil of amnesia. Triple threat. Wow, what a game to play now. Before this, we all knew everything and that we were all one with the Creator and the Creator of our own manifestations. So now, we are born with the veil of amnesia and blind to the truth, surrounded by a world of duality and people with free will. Wow, what a game changer that is. So now we are born blind, surrounded by duality, our end goal is to navigate through life and try to wake up to the knowledge of what is, what has been, and what always will be. Whew, it almost makes my brain hurt. I don't even know where half this stuff comes from. I mean, I know, but it's just like, wow. My brain just like sometimes wants to explode. I'm just thankful to have little bits and pieces of that brought to me at a time to kind of help digest all of the bigger picture. So, a game called life. Why would they call it a game? A game. Let's think about that for a minute. So you've got duality, which is opposing forces. They call it good and evil, good and bad, whatever. And then you have free will, which we're all given to choose whatever we want to choose. Then you have the veil of amnesia, which we're born with. So when we're born and as we grow, we have this veil of amnesia that we have upon ourselves, that we cannot see anything but what is right in front of us. Along with that, we have a 3D matrix that is a program that is programmed to have certain programs running for ourselves. So say like just the program of you are born, you go to school, you get a job, you find a mate, you have kids, you retire, and then you die. That's a 3D matrix program that we're programmed to have. So right now we're actually breaking out of that right now. We've had this program for a long time, and it's not really been working very well. I mean, we've damaged our planet, we've damaged and soiled our minds and our bodies. You look back at the times of Atlantis and Lemuria, and these people were just a living source of light. To be able to have telepathy to communicate, so there was no computers. You don't need computers, you don't need phones, you can communicate with telepathy. Everything was more of like a paradise. You grew your own food and you each brought something to the plate. Everybody had their job and everybody knew what they had to do, and nobody had to be told anything because you just did it. Very peaceful. And with the duality and the way that this life has been created for us, it's pretty much just, when you think about it, it's rotted and warped our whole sense of being, and our soul's been paying for it. You look at, say, karma, for instance, and we create our own karma in each lifetime. But if you don't do enough good in your lifetime, that karma is carried on to the next lifetime and the next lifetime and the next lifetime. So if you're just a bad person in your life and you've created a lot of karma against you, then that karma is going to come with you to your next lifetime, and so on and so forth. And that is the lineage, the genetic lineage of karma. And so you might have an ancestral line with family traits and histories and karma, and when you get down to the last person, say me or whoever in that lineage, all that baggage is placed upon you by the time you were even born. So before you're even born, you don't even have a chance. You've got so much karma and so many things against you, it's hardly even fair. I don't know, that's another subject. We've been talking about that earlier, but that's another subject we can get into later. But that was just something I wanted to touch on today. Was just thinking about life as more of a game. When you think of life as being more of a game, I just looked at my counter and said 11:11. When you think of life as being more of a game, you start to look at it just a little bit differently. More of a challenge to see if you can get through certain things and see if you can achieve certain things, but also the challenge to wake up and to remember and to come back to God and come back to Source, which is the end part of the game, is to be able to evolve and open your consciousness up enough to start learning the truth about who you are and why you're here. So when you have that kind of a mentality, and you know that life is just experiences, and your perception is what judges that to be a good or bad experience, is it really a good or bad experience if it's just an experience that's being plugged into the Akashic records or the superconsciousness? It's just an experience. So how you take that experience is your own perception. And once you start clearing out the perception of good and bad, and it's just an experience, then you open up a whole new world of possibilities. Then you start realizing that you're the creator and the manifester of your own life. And that's hard for some people to believe, because some people are still in that victim mentality. Well, I'm not the creator of my life, because if I was the creator of my life, I wouldn't have cancer. I wouldn't have had a car wreck that left me paralyzed. I wouldn't have this, or I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't be broke and living on the streets. I wouldn't be living in a cardboard box. If I'm the manifester of my own life, I wouldn't have manifested that. Sorry to say, you did. You did it all with your thoughts in your head. Maybe subconsciously, maybe not. Something to kind of think about, you know, and think back at your life. Did I really create that? Did I have a blueprint of my life before I incarnated here, of all the things that I wanted to experience in life, for the sole purpose of accomplishing and smashing all of them and coming out smelling like roses to help others do the same? Did I put myself through those experiences to be an inspiration to not only myself, but to others? Did I go through those experiences to learn that I am truly the manifester of my own life? That I am in charge of my life? Am I really in charge of my life? Yeah, you are. It's the victim mentality that keeps you imprisoned. That things happen to you, and people happen to you, and life happens to you. That's a poverty mindset, an imprisonment mindset. And until you get out of that mindset, you'll never be or do anything. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be in a prison the rest of my life. I don't want to be a victim the rest of my life. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to take my power back. I'm going to step into my power, and I'm going to regain control. And I'm going to manifest better things in my life. I'm going to take control of my life. I'm going to play my game to the best of my abilities, because this is my game. I have the controller. It's like playing Nintendo. Anyway, that was just my Sunday thoughts in my head. Welcome to my life. Oh, I hope I didn't blow up any brains this morning. But I hope it also made you think a little bit. Hope it maybe gives you something to trigger to hope and expand your consciousness a little bit. And start going within. And instead of looking externally for your answers to all the questions that you have, start looking within. They're right inside of you. Everybody has the answers. Everybody has access to the superconsciousness, the Akashic records. Everybody has access to it. You just have to take the time and slow down and go within and start asking those questions. And what happens when your brain is asked a question? It's in a hurry. Oh, gotta find the answer, gotta find the answer, gotta find the answer. Oh, is it this? Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? Is it? That's your brain. Your brain's like, your brain never stops. So you ask a question and your brain's gonna get busy trying to find the answer. So when you slow down and you take time and you start going within, which I do with grounding and meditation, it helps balance my energies, so I'm not like, you know, if I go Kundalini, I'm like, all the time. But not anymore, because I've learned to balance my energies and balance and ground. So when you balance and ground and start going within and start asking these questions, then all of a sudden, ding, the little light bulb goes off. Ding, the light bulb goes off, and it's like, how did I know that? That's clear knowing, clear sentience. Everybody has that ability. Everybody. You just have to slow down and quiet yourself long enough to hear it. Alright? Anyway, I just want to say hi guys and welcome to my thoughts this morning on a Sunday. I hope your day is blessed. Peace out.